there are a lot of recipes out there online now, and I just find it so funny when recipes go viral, especially on apps like TikTok. Pinterest, actually, recipes go viral online on Pinterest as well. But one thing that I keep seeing everywhere is one-pot meals. And I'm gonna let you know a little secret. I don't really love one-pot meals, especially if they have pasta in it, because to me, it's so easy to cook a pasta and whip up a quick sauce. I don't know why people keep trying to put it in the oven. That's my opinion! So, because I don't want you to throw away your money and your time, I'm going to test a couple of these one-pot recipes for you and see if they work. I love these videos. You guys obviously love them. You keep asking for them, which is great. I think we're on like number 5 or 6 of testing TikTok recipes, but I'm starting to do like the same type of recipe in the video. So if you have a type of recipe that you would love to see me test, that's on TikTok, or it doesn't have to be TikTok, that's just gone viral. You can leave that in the comment section down below and I will definitely give it a try for you. And for the ones today, I tried to pick a variety of different things so that they're not all just like one pot pastas. We have a casserole. He calls it a casserole, but it's more of a stew. We have like a noodle dish, but not a pasta. Well, it's pasta, but like it's a stroganoff, so it's not quite a pasta dish. And then a noodle dish. So let's dive right in. Okay, so our first one pot recipe is a dinner recipe. It's from the Cast Iron Guy. It is a one pot stroganoff. I love stroganoff. It's so good. I haven't made it in a really long time, and so I'm really excited to try this. The recipe looks really basic and super simple and really easy to veganize with just a couple of vegan substitutes. All right, so instead of beef, I'm going to use this Beyond Meat ground. Instead of beef broth, I'm just gonna use like a veggie broth. This is just like bouillon rehydrated into a broth. For cream, I have this Bell Soy. I think in Europe it's called Alpro. I don't know why you would change your brand for North America, but whatever. It's like cuisine soya. And then of course we have vegan cream cheese and vegan sour cream. And he uses egg noodles. I can't eat eggs, obviously. So I got this tagliatelle. It's egg-free. A lot of dry pasta in the grocery store is egg-free, in case you didn't know that. So I'll use a couple nests of that. All right, so he starts by browning his beef. He salts and peppers it. I find Beyond Meat to be super salty, so I'm not going to do that, but I am gonna brown it. And done. Now he's the cast iron guy, so I'm doing it also in cast iron. If I was to do this recipe, again, I'd probably do it in my skillet, my stir fry pan. Add some garlic and just cook that for about a minute or until it's fragrant. For spices, we have a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika, we have parsley, and some onion powder. Some mustard, and vegan Worcestershire. Oh, that was the other thing that I made a vegan substitute for. It's pretty easy to find in the store these days. Did I just tell a bold-faced lie? I feel like it is. Maybe just where I shop.
Yeah, it's for sure not easy to find in stores.
No. Oh.
They have health food stores and not Amazon though.
I'm gonna add a little bit of broth now just to get the all the bits off the bottom. That's where all the flavor is. We like that. We want that. Now add in 4 cups of broth. And then you want 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, so I'm just using this cooking cream. I only have 1 cup of it, so I'll either use soy milk or coconut cream. I have to take a look at what I have. Bring this to a light boil over medium heat. Okay, so I happen to just have this Silk whipping cream in the fridge. I had a little bit left, and it's actually the perfect amount, so I'm gonna add that. At this point, you wanna put in noodles. He uses 12 ounces. I'm gonna see how much I can fit in here. I'm gonna plop in these little nests and then push them down, and you want them to be completely covered, apparently. Pretty close to completely covered. And then he says to cook them for about 5 minutes. Okay, add in some sour cream. This is just a vegan sour cream I had laying around. Some cream cheese, which I have never seen in a stroganoff, but sure. I feel like that's too much cream in it. I'm gonna start there.
It's never enough. It's never enough.
Mix that around until it is melted. When everything is melted and creamy and looks like this, it's ready to go. He adds some parsley, so I'm going to do the same. It looks so good. Like, I'm genuinely so excited to eat this. Look at that! Oven mitts on this time. You want to see what it says on my mitt? This is fucking delicious. The oven mitt doesn't lie. This looks so good. So good. Oh my God. So good. Like, so good. I tasted the sauce, as you saw. It's gonna be so good. I already know it. Oh, it looks like this. Do you want some? Honestly, This is so good. Like, I don't know if I just haven't had stroganoff in a really long time, but there's just something about this. You know what it is? It's because it's one of those like Eastern European recipes, and I grew up like in Germany, and I know it's not Eastern European, but like we have a lot of these like creamy noodle dishes like this, and I think that's why I like it so much. I'm totally adding this to my like weekly repertoire. 10 out of 10, EdgyVeg approved. All right, so we're off to a great start here. Let's move on to the second recipe. This is a Meals by Mitch recipe. It is called a sausage casserole. I would say it's more like a sausage stew. There's definitely like I think he's Scottish, so they have different words for things and we have different words for things, but it looks really, really good, super hearty and full of veggies, and I'm actually really, really, really excited to try this one out. Okay, so again, I'm going to be using like vegan alternatives. So I have these breakfast sausages. They were the closest thing I could find that were like the same size as the sausages that he had. Also going to be using a vegetable stock. Oh, and Mitch's whole thing is that you can make all of this for under $5. Now here in Canada, that's like essentially impossible. Our food prices are ridiculously expensive, so you can't do that here. Plus, a lot of vegan products are more expensive than the regular counterpart, for example, these. So you can't make it under $5, but we can still make it. Start by browning your sausages. All right, when they've browned, take them out. Set them aside, and let's get to the onions. Throw in your onions and cook that for a couple minutes. He says about 5. 3 to 5 is about what it takes for onions to cook down. I'm going to add a little bit of broth just to deglaze the pan. He doesn't do this, but I want all that goodness. This is all the flavor down here. All right. Crush a couple cloves of garlic. Now adding tomato paste. He doesn't really say how much, so just adding a couple spoonfuls. And then he also says a heaping tablespoon of flour. Stir that in, and now add some stock. He doesn't say what kind of stock. I'm just gonna use vegetable stock. And then he uses English mustard. I don't have that, so I'm using Dijon. Somebody's gonna disagree with that in the comment section for sure. Bring this to a boil and then let it cook for about 20 minutes. All right, in his video, he has some baguette. I don't have a baguette, but I do have these buns, so I'm just going to use those. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes. I ended up covering the pot just because I didn't want too much of that moisture to escape. But now we are going to add the sausages back in, as well as a full can of butter beans. This is the most Scottish/Irish thing I have ever seen, with just like the sausages just hanging out in there. I'm gonna let that heat up, come to temperature, and then let's try it. Well, I should take my own advice about the cutting board moving. When you know the rules, you can break them. And of course, you're gonna want some parsley. At least I want parsley. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's try it out. All right, this looks so good. It's definitely, for Canadian speaker over here, it's definitely more of a stew than a casserole, but it looks like super warm and hearty. Look at this. Look at that. It looks so good. I have my toasted bun here. All right, so let's give it a try. Still pretty hot. That's really good. Really, really good. This is like the perfect rib hugging, like cozy winter meal. Or like if you live in Canada, where I do right now, where it's -18 outside, this is actually perfect for right now in the spring. I really need to move. I definitely would do this again, 10 out of 10, EdgyVeg approved. I really, really, really like this. And this is a great thing too to like meal prep, freeze even, or like have a bunch in your fridge for the whole week. Okay, so what's next? All right, so this recipe took the internet by storm. Everyone's made it. This particular recipe is by Sweatin' in Pink. It is the garlic chili noodles. Again, I'm going to be making a couple substitutions because I'm just going to use what I have here. It's more of a one like bowl than one pot, but I definitely think it counts. So essentially what you are doing is chopping up a bunch of aromatics, putting it into a bowl, and then cooking up some oil, putting the hot oil over the aromatics, which releases the aromatics from the aromatics, and then tossing it with noodles. It looks super simple. It's just gonna take a couple minutes, and I'm really excited to try it because I actually haven't tried it yet. All right, so this recipe originally calls for black vinegar, which I do not have, so I'm just gonna use seasoned rice vinegar, and then instead of dark soy sauce, I'm just gonna use normal soy sauce because that is what I have. All right, for the noodles, I just have these wheat noodles. I'm going to cook those according to the package instructions. And I'm just making it for one, so that's enough. All right, now it says to cook oil until it's just about smoking hot. Doesn't say what kind of oil, just says neutral. Also doesn't say how much. So I'm gonna go with an avocado oil because you can heat that till 500 degrees Fahrenheit. And because it's a small amount, it kind of looks like it might be like 3 tablespoons to a 1/4 cup. I'm just gonna do it in a pan instead of in a pot. Our aromatics are green onion, tons of garlic, chili flakes, the vinegar, and the soy sauce. And now the oil. All right, I'm gonna kind of aim the oil over the garlic and just give that a good mix. All right, so mix that until it's well combined. You can add more soy sauce if you want to, and then if you also want to, you can garnish it with some cilantro and some sesame seeds. So the noodles look like this. They look pretty good. I'm gonna give them a little taste and see if I need some soy sauce. It's actually perfect, just the way that it is. It's nice and spicy, it's garlicky. You want some? You want it?
Oh yes.
Now these are like green tea noodles, so it also adds like a level of like bitterness, but like in a good way. They're really, really good. I would definitely make this again. All right, so I think all of those turned out really, really well. I'm very happy to add some new recipes to my repertoire for easy weeknight meals. Like I said, I'm usually not a big fan of like one pot meals, especially not if they're pasta, but these ones were all so good, so delicious. I'm really glad that we tested them out. But I'm not really the one that matters here. You are. So let me know if you like these videos where I'm testing like super viral recipes, specifically TikTok recipes, or if you hated it. You can let me know. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you have a recipe that you've seen on TikTok or that's gone viral, leave it in the comments down below so that I can test it out for you if you need it tested before you waste your own money on testing it and then it sucks. As always, thanks for watching, and make sure that you check out the other videos on my channel to get some delicious cooking inspiration. Bye!